My little sister died because of school bullying. Today, I wore her school uniform, looking just like her. Why? To seek revenge. That night, while the whole family was drunk on heavy wine, suddenly the little dog we kept started barking wildly. When I reached the living room, the air was thick with the pungent scent of blood, lingering relentlessly. The little dog stood barking loudly at the door of my sister's room. Suspicious, I opened the door. My sister was there, dressed in her pajamas, the white bedsheet soaked with fresh blood. Her pale white arm was bleeding continuously, drops soaking the floor. Her eyes were tightly shut, as if in deep sleep, making me mistake it for a hallucination. I slapped myself hard, but the scene before me remained unchanged. In that instant, I felt as if I were in hell. I shouted frantically, calling for her, but she gave no response. Footsteps of my parents echoed nearby, but the child lying on the bed remained still. I realized my little sister was gone dead in the darkness long before dawn. The cause slashed wrists, apparent self-harm with many unclear wounds on her body. That was the first time I truly felt the pain of losing a loved one. Just last night we ate together, laughing and happy, yet tonight she silently left this world alone, without a sound. One fatal blow. My mother wept almost without breath. My father refused to close her coffin. No one agreed to cremate her. Her body was laid in a coffin chilled with ice in our home for about 10 days. I cried into silence, staring at the bruises on her snow-white skin. Later, amidst the sincere tears and smiles of the elders visiting, I opened her diary. Page by page, I slowly read the entries: a bloodthirsty demon, greedy, drinking the victory's blood, wild to the extreme. When the diary ended, my father finally agreed to cremate her. He came hurriedly, left swiftly. In that flame, I saw my sister's smile. Just that one smile was enough to make me reckless, simply because we shared the same bloodline. My parents agreed to let me attend school in her place, pursuing the unfinished dreams she left behind. Or perhaps the news of secrets I'd uncovered. I doubt they were unaware and had silently consented, probably all to do something for my sister. She was studying at an art school in a city far from home. I studied sports at a different school, also in that city. We attended different schools but looked like twins. My sister's name was Chen Yu, mine is Chen Lei. In the endless forest fire before dawn, I ordered the same art supplies as her, wore her clothes, and went to her school under my parents' farewell. Chen Yu's school looked beautiful. Holding her diary, I quietly stepped forward. Feeling a chill, I gently recalled the diary's contents. That first page, March 27, sunny, good mood. She wrote, Duan wrote on my desk, "You're a bitch," and threw a lot of trash in my drawer. When I took my books out, they were soaked with dirty water from the trash. The math teacher saw this and made me stand at the back of the class, saying I wasn't diligent. Duan caused a commotion in class but only got a light warning. The teacher told her to keep order but then turned to blame me, Chen Yu. "You are useless. Look how dirty your desk is." I felt terrible, wanted to cry. Tears wouldn't stop, but I knew explaining was useless. They just thought I was causing trouble. But March 28, sunny, mood bad. My uniform was swapped for a boy's uniform, with red ink splashed on the back. I spent the whole noon trying to wash it out but failed. I knew Fifon did it but dared not say a word. In the restroom, I saw my school uniform lying in a corner. My name still on it, but it stank terribly. March 29, sunny, mood bad. Someone wrote a love letter, said I wrote it to a boy in the next class. He came to class and severely mocked me. I didn't dare look in the mirror. I felt ugly, but I didn't write that love letter. By March 30, sunny, mood bad. During basketball class, one would deliberately threw the ball at my head then aimed hard at my stomach. She mocked, "Sorry, I was just joking." Right? I skimmed the following diary pages: countless pains, frustrations, helplessness. The days marked full of wounds and loneliness. April 1, sunny, mood bad. I didn't mean to. Sorry. That smile was beautiful, deep and cruel. May 9, sunny, mood joyful. I want to go home, escape this hell. I have to be cheerful so my family will see I'm doing well. August 9, sunny mood. School starts soon. I don't want to. August 11, cloudy, sunny. I will leave to another world. Love you, parents. Love you, sister. Goodbye. Don't remember me. Sorry. Like in the diary, there was only a stack of white shoes. When we were young, Chan Yu and I always had to share a bed. Neither of us would separate. On my birthday, Chan Yu bought me a pair of brand-name shoes, saved from her pocket money for a long time. She knew I loved sweet and sour pork ribs and all my favorites. I loved her as much as our parents did. She knew it. I would take her to the playground, people to make her happy. I would learn pig sounds just to comfort her. She knew well that those who loved her would be sad, yet would leave without hesitation. In the end, how many disappointments, how much despair were there in this world? I would live for her, feel her despair helpless, with no escape because we shared the same blood. Wait, the bell was about to ring when I entered the classroom. It was very quiet, probably because it was the last year, with good study atmosphere. Chen Yu said she sat in the second row from the back. From a distance, I saw 2 empty seats in the penultimate row. Chen Yu loved cleanliness very much. I went straight there. Suddenly, laughter erupted from the students. A girl pointed at my nose and said, "Chen Yu, are you stupid? You even forgot your seat." She was still putting on makeup, sporting crooked eyeliner and cheap lipstick. I opened the desk drawer. The name on the book was Fufong. Not sure if she was the girl in front of me. I looked at her. She had mild myopia, so I only clearly saw the name tag when I got closer to Duanwu. The Duanwu in the diary seemed dissatisfied as I stared at her. Duanwu furrowed her brow, stood up, pushed me, and said, "What are you staring at? Get away! You're like a disease." She was truly a pest. Another girl focused on her mirror, applying makeup, without a single glance at me. I smiled slightly, said nothing, walked to the filthy, trash-filled desk scrawled with curses. My hands trembled inside. Fire instantly took over. What had my fragile sister endured? What mistake had she made? Thinking of her pale, desperate face from that night, I suddenly felt deeply moved. But mostly, I just sat silently, imitating Chen Yu. But I'm different. I have enough cold blood and logic, enough cruelty and ferocity. From today, I will continue writing her diary. My sister was bullied and died. Today, I wear her school uniform and continue attending school for her. Why do I come? For revenge. My seat looked like a public trash dump. They shoved all their garbage, their greasy wrappers, disgusting. Right when I returned from the restroom, the desk was piled with bags of snacks, grease slowly seeping out. As expected, the stench clung to the trash fell to the extreme. Did they think that throwing garbage there would reduce pollution and protect the environment? Unbelievable. With the seat covered in trash, I couldn't sit. I had to stand at the podium. I used to think I could swallow my anger, clean up the trash alone, swallow all injustice within me. But I'm not afraid. No, I'm not afraid. We're kids from ordinary families without much privilege or status. But I know there is always an authority that can help me. But I need proof. They looked at each other, surprised, confused why I had changed today. No more crying or quietly clearing the garbage. Approaching class time, they started to panic, but I didn't move, standing still. Fu Fuang got up, slammed the desk, shouted, "Chen Yu, why aren't you going back to your seat? Class is about to start. The teacher is coming, don't you know?" Students laughed loudly. Duanwu smiled weirdly. Some people really think they're noble, looking down on others like that. They don't even bother to answer. She didn't know these words hurt me deeply. Then she calmly took a sip of water, turned and smiled at others. Another cruel word pierced like a dagger, draining blood. Still standing at the podium, the math teacher entered. She put down her textbook, turned to me and asked Chen Yu, "Why aren't you in your seat? Who left a pile of trash there?" I calmly replied, "Teacher, I want to understand everything." The despair of Chen Yu, her helpless tears. My parents worked hard to protect and love her, but they ended the courage she had to live. Oh, the math teacher pushed her glasses up, disdain flashing in her eyes, saying coldly, "Go back to your seat. See me after class." To her and Chen Yu, these were just harsh words from a merciless stranger. "Teacher, I can't sit in my seat anymore." I murmured at the corner of my mouth. Chen Yu never had the courage to say anything. Her voice was gentle and soft. I'm taller than her, and my voice is not so soft. Why does no one realize I'm not Chen Yu? Because to others, everything about her is insignificant. Luckily, this is a private school. Kids like us from small families with difficult situations are never valued. Yet Chen Yu had her own uniqueness. Now I must play her part, which is even harder. The math teacher looked coldly at me for the first time. She wanted to approach Chen Yu's seat, the second row from the back, the easiest spot to be overlooked. A girl lowered her head, looking uncomfortable. When emotions rise, only the eyes convey true sincerity. She was about to step forward when Dwayne stood up, saying, "Hey teacher, tell her to go to her seat. Can't she hear? So undisciplined." "Alright, it's our fault for not letting her back. Chen-yu, go sit down." Everyone's waiting for class to start. In just a few words, everything turned into a dirty joke between students. "Is everything resolved now?" "That's a lie." The math teacher laughed contemptuously, thinking it was spoiled, her tone serious. "Chen-yu, this is an important time. Can't you focus on learning? Go back to your seat." "But teacher, I really can't sit in my seat anymore." "Teacher, please come see it for yourself. I just hope she looks at my seat, sees how terrible it is." Her voice was pleading and desperate. I screamed silently that just a few more steps and she could see how deeply my sister's life was a hell of despair. When did the class become so divided and cruel? Bullies enjoying the glory of causing someone else misery, taking that as joy. Living in hell became a game for others' amusement. But Chen-yu, the girl has already suffered loss. "Teacher, please take a few more steps." I begged her again. Why wouldn't she come to see? Why let my sister suffer so? The empty but determined look moved her. Seeing Dwayne's face tighten, taking step after step as if entering a gate to hell. She felt strange seeing so many students tense up. The stench made me want to vomit. The trash was piled behind the raised heads of students sitting in front, buried in laughter. Maybe she wouldn't discover it after class, if I kept enduring. Lay back on my chair, took out books to study. Everything would just be buried by time again. My sister's injustice would lie forever under the earth. Hey, the little sister who laughed and played. The one who remembered all my likes. You promised to wait for me to win the championship and be the first to hug me for their joy. And us? Endless pain and darkness, pain tearing my heart apart. I don't want to cry, but I miss my sister. Like front row students obscured my sister's seat. Behind it was the camera's blind spot. Here, no one cared about a girl who couldn't see anyone. Sunlight drowned in darkness. Bright, the teacher had to speak loudly to cover her trembling heart. "Who did this?" She finally stopped, choked a bit. Took a breath, then asked again. The class suddenly quieted. Under the desks came the sound of chairs dragged. No one admitted to being accomplices. She continued. "What is this?" "It's trash." Anyone could recognize her angry tone. I gladly wiped my tears. This was just the beginning. Pat Twelwishuk raised her hand and said, "Sorry, teacher. I carelessly left the trash back there and asked Chen-yu to take it away." She warned me hurriedly, threateningly. I tilted my head mockingly. "When did you say that? You threw garbage on my desk. My textbooks smell and my desk is full of curses. You did all this without my permission. I never joked with you, never allowed you to throw trash in my seat." Tug, the commotion was like a stone thrown into still water, raising waves, but this was clearly not enough. The math teacher remained calm as a teacher. No one dared insult her. She said, "I will report this to your homeroom teacher." Tuan Wu followed me to the office, but step by step back to the front row. With the book in hand, Tuan Wu looked at me with a threatening and terrifying gaze. Angry, she threw the book on the floor. I looked at her provocatively and smiled brightly. Walking up to Tuan Wu, I softly said, "Who told you doing this won't bring retribution? The world runs on cause and effect. Everything comes full circle. The truth has been passed down countless times. If you do evil, you will pay the price. Tuan Wu, your retribution is coming soon." After leaving the classroom, I hit pause on the recorder. Photos on my phone were sent to Lord Tim. He replied, "Keep going." Wu was the richest and most famous in the area and no one dared mess with her. I don't know how many good people exist in this world. I only know that when I was at my lowest, a totally unknown company agreed to help me. He said, "I'll help you. This is just the first step." The homeroom teacher warned Won Wu and several others. Though Duan would try to cover it up with her father's money, the news of her bullying classmates leaked out. The students didn't grasp the seriousness, thinking they just followed along, occasionally throwing trash. Tuan's bad reputation soared. My seat had no more trash. That Chen-yu DC, enduring only makes bullies more arrogant. You think telling a teacher will solve this? Anyone can think of that simple solution, but no one can protect you forever. And you have to find a way to end all these serious bad behaviors and punish the culprits appropriately. I was waiting for Duan Wu's counterattack. waiting for them to tear off their masks with their own hands. I was eager to gather evidence, eager for them to taste suffering. Even those crushed deep in darkness have the right to look up and embrace the sunlight. My dear, sleep peacefully now. Quietly, there is a kind of magic that makes a moment feel eternal. Since arriving here, I have faced constant bullying and rare peaceful sleep. Dongwoo was heavily criticized. The classroom atmosphere finally calmed. No one openly bullied and humiliated me anymore. Our math class shifted back a bit, gradually letting light flood the hall. I knew this was not the end. This tranquility lasted longer than expected. 2 days passed, everyone slowly forgot. My seat was clean again, but the silent bullying increased. After gym class, I found my belongings clearly disturbed, to the point I suspected they were doing it without hiding traces. Or maybe they were too confident to care. I sat back as if nothing happened. My backpack zipper had been undone. As if waiting for me to start. Yes, I am the main character. Tuomu threw her backpack to the ground, books scattered everywhere, saying repeatedly, "Where's my wallet? Where is it?" Others nodded, carefully helping to search. Not here. Have you looked in the dorm? Checked there already. They began to suspect someone had stolen the wallet. Fu Fong immediately answered, "It must be someone who has a bad relationship with you. Otherwise, who would steal your wallet?" Following clues. They immediately pointed at me. Everyone cheered, excitedly took out phones to record. They were the audience, I was the star. They started insulting me. People kept throwing pens at my head, scratching my face with pen tips unchecked. Duamu arrogantly stepped forward. "Tuming, you did it on purpose. You stole my wallet. Got a problem? You meant it. You think I bully you, so you're trying to get revenge. Look at yourself. That fake saintly act you're looking down on who? You talk big." If you weren't prepared, I'd believe you stole my wallet. The audience was thrilled, craving my reaction, even cheering, demanding to call the homeroom teacher. Duanwu dragged me up. Her disdainful eyes shone like a predator spotting prey. "Chanyo, what are you playing at? You're an outsider daring to tattle. You got a big nerve. You think with my teacher around I'll spare you? Listen up. I'm angry but got to stay polite. In teacher's eyes, I'm the model student. You destroyed my image." "Karma, how come I didn't do anything wrong? You're the one I fought." Was that an announcement of death or the voice of the Reaper? I wonder what Chan Yu would think hearing this. Probably should still be weakly brooding over the pain. Tuanwu grabbed my collar like a wild beast, rolling without sense. I pushed her away, saying, "Tuanwu, remember how you look now." She tried to hold me back, but I left my seat and went to the center of class. Quickly turned on the video recorder. A lion is never an idle creature. The more it hides, the stronger it becomes. Tuanwu swore obscenely and kicked me in the stomach. Fu Fuong slammed the desk, said, "Good fight." Everyone around cheered and applauded. I wish this were a bullfight in Spain, and I was the only losing bull. But I smiled cheerfully. Tuomu punched me in the face, unhappy, slapped me sharply, drawing blood. I sneered, "You better smile now, or you might not be able to later." She was furious to madness. Maybe she expected me to be obedient and scared. So, when I was arrogant, it enraged her especially. "You're the thief who stole my wallet. You must have it on you. Find it for me. Fu Fong, this bitch has it on her. Damn it, you bastard, you bastard. Look at your face." But I looked tiredly into the camera. I seemed to see Chan Yu in the flame, smiling at me, then walking away. They pushed me to the ground. The boys whistled excitedly. Tuanwu lunged at me like a wild beast. My clothes were torn off layer by layer. My student uniform ripped apart. "Chanyo, you're the one telling on the teacher. You have to sit on this pile of garbage now. Go to the restroom and eat shit for me. Kneel and eat in front of me." The classroom erupted in loud laughter. Bystanders enjoying the show grew even more excited. I could see the ugly eyeliner drawn by Duanwu like disgusting worms. My clothes were stripped down, leaving only a white shirt. Time passed as she stomped all over my face. Suddenly, Fu Fong said, "Duanwu, stop. Class is about to start." It was math class again. Harder in progress to get here. And then it ended. I grabbed her shirt and yanked it. She went mad, like a bloodthirsty demon, slapping me hard. "How dare you fight that bitch?" Finally, anger pushes people into the abyss and destroys all reason. When the math teacher walked in with books, Tuan-Wu was still crazily pulling my clothes. The teacher reached the podium. She continued talking. "These 5 science majors, how dare you kick me?" She immediately stood up to kick me, but seeing the math teacher's serious face stopped her. I endured. I swallowed it. Maybe my own blood. Oh, Tuan-Wu stopped. The math teacher dragged her away. Seeing her helpless, I felt a little pity. Well, I pretended for so long I almost forgot time itself. The noise, the cheers vanished. Instead came the math teacher's voice. She helped me up and kept asking, "How could this happen? What are you doing? What do you want? Why? How?" My sister was locked in a dark corner in the camera's blind spot, humiliated and tortured like prey slaughtered. Why did this happen? I just tried my best to bring this dark corner into the light. The teacher seemed a little broken. A girl who was once an excellent student in her eyes had done this. The boys in the class yelled disappointedly. "Tuan-Wu, are you really like that? No way out?" As if unwilling to show their darkest side to anyone, she tried to explain. No, she really stole my wallet." "Absurd." I smiled lightly. Blood slowly flowed. "You say I stole your wallet, but it's on you." "Oh, when I pulled your shirt, Tuan-Wu, I got scared. At the beginning, I secretly returned the wallet she'd left in my bag." Interesting. Quite interesting." She pulled the wallet off herself suspiciously, then threw it like a hot-baked sweet potato. This was her final evidence, the last straw, her only chance to explain. How could it appear here? Pure luck. "Look, Chen Yu, you schemed against me." She snarled like a mad dog, cursing non-stop. "Chen Yu, you bastard, you did it on purpose. I'll tear you apart." The math teacher finally reached her limit, yelling, "That's enough. Tuan-Wu, stop right now. Do you know bullying is illegal? Go to my office." Tuan-Wu feared, shook her head. I won't go. I won't go." "I won't go. The homeroom teacher will definitely call my parents." She didn't want to. The math teacher snorted coldly, went straight to the office, conveniently telling me to come later. Her people grew lively. Then I smiled. A very cold smile. "I told you, Tuan-Wu, you will pay. Your retribution has come." Laughing 3 times, I walked out the door. Looking at her panic was thrilling. Finally, I got the evidence and went to a room quietly. I took out the photos. When I sent them to Lord Kim, he called me. I stood in the wind for a long time. The cool breeze blew, hoping for daylight. "It must hurt." He said. "It hurts badly, really badly, dear. You must hurt a lot. It's not over yet." Tuan-Wu, the principal summoned Tuan-Wu's parents. She went home. So did Fu Fong. They went home to escape. I went home to heal. After receiving a leave of absence, I went to the office to see Laura Kim. I also had my sister's autopsy report. The next day, Tuan-Wu, hiding at home, received her first summons ever. Laura Kim posted a video of her shoving me, causing chaos immediately. Everything about Tuan-Wu was exposed, including her luxurious private life and poor behavior. Reporters interviewed my parents. Those videos were all of Chen Yu. I'm just her sister. The greatest invention of the 21st century is the internet. Her father was also exposed. He was taken for interrogation by judicial authorities on bribery suspicions. "Chen Yu, dawn has come." I stayed long at Laura Kim's office to recover and train. Tuan-Wu and Fu Fong finally found me. They brought 5 or 6 people to surround me. "Well, Chen Yu, you're a damn bastard. I underestimated you. Looks like today I won't stop beating you until your parents don't recognize you anymore." She viciously pushed me, unaware that I was prepared. I quacked and buttoned my shirt. Laura Kim automatically turned off the camera. In this spacious office, we have revenge step by step. I was like a demon. I approached her. I raised my hand and smashed Tuan-Wu's head against the wall. Fu Fong tried to intervene, but I kicked her, sending her sprawling. Torn clothes, ink splashes. Beatings, humiliation, slander. "Did you all do this?" She trembled in fear, shouting, "Who are you? Who are you?" At that moment, I really wanted to laugh. Haven't I introduced myself? "You killed my sister. I'm Chen Lei, her elder sister." I slammed her head hard. My anger, my tears, my home, my sister, all covered with her repeated apologies. "Sorry. Yes, you wronged my sister. I hit hard but avoided dangerous spots. Sorry." Save that for prison. Failed reconciliation influenced the public. Duan Wu and Fu Feng were sentenced to prison terms. Duan Wu's father was also detained. And Chan Yu at dawn, I will take you home. A postscript. If you liked this video, please like, comment, and subscribe to give me more motivation to make new videos. See you in the next one.